What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, I'm going to teach you how to play Lizard's Lair by Next to You Games right here, guys. This is a cool little mint tin game. It says Lizard's Lair is a solitaire tile-laying puzzle mint tin game. You take on the role of a slithering lizard moving throughout its lair, and the goal of the game is to collect eggs, dodge snakes, and avoid getting trapped in this ever-changing underground. It comes with 34 cards, 17 cubes, and 1d6, which you see all laid out on the table here. It is for one player. It is a solo game. Takes about 15 minutes to play. It's a really quick little game. It's for ages 12 and up, and it has the weight right here. It says it's a 1.5 out of 5, so very simple, light game to pick up and learn and play. It is designed and illustrated by Katie Andrews. Shout out to Katie for sending me a copy of the game to review and play on the channel for you guys. And yeah, guys, it is by Next to You Games, which is Katie's little game company she's got going here, guys. So Lizard's Lair, cool little mint tin game. As you can see, it is completely empty. We got everything out on the table. I'm going to set the tin up this way. I'm going to teach you how to play the game, and we'll do a playthrough of the game so that you could see how it all functions. It's super simple, guys. Let's go ahead and start with the setup. Or actually, first, let's go over the components. So it does come with a bunch of cards. The main bulk of the game is played with these Lizard's Lair cards right here, which are going to create your lair that you're going through, and you're going to be making your way down these little paths and running into some little icons like snakes that can damage you, or eggs, which you're trying to collect in order to win the game, and we'll go over all that stuff. It also comes with this starting lair card right here that has your den on it, so you're always going to start here. I believe, yeah, there's also another side, so you can have a different starting den on this side if you'd like. The game also comes with a card for your lizard, so you're going to be able to track your health up this way, and you can use your red health cubes here to track how much health you have. You start with 3 health. If you ever reach 0, you lose the game. This is tracking your eggs over here, so you can gather up to a maximum of 16 eggs, and it comes with a little yellow cube to track your eggs over this way. It also comes with a green cube to track your lizard as you're moving through the lair. It comes with a D6 to roll for movement and some other things, and it comes with a bunch of these little brown cubes that are boulders that will drop down into the lair and block off certain paths as you're playing through the game. And it also comes with a deck of predator cards here, so you get 7 of these predator cards, and then you have a deck of prey cards as well with 7 of these prey cards, and these will all do different things. As you can see, the prey cards are the good cards. They'll give you bonus eggs, they might give you bonus health and do some other things. And then the predator cards are typically the bad ones. They'll make you lose eggs, lose health, and do a host of other little interesting things that change the game and impact you in a negative way mostly. The game also comes with this King Snake player aid. So you're going to run across the King Snake icon, which is this icon right here. It's the snake wrapped around an egg. Anytime you land on or pass over that icon, you're going to need to refer to this King Snake player aid, and you'll roll a d6 and then consult the chart and, you know, follow the instructions for whichever number you happen to roll. So it comes with that. It's double-sided. It's the same thing on both sides. So you can keep that within reach as a nice little reference. And then the game comes with 4 of these cards right here, to instruction cards to teach you how to play the game. And yeah, they are all double-sided, and the instructions are really concise. It's really simple. So yeah, it's not going to take you too much to learn how to play the game. You'll probably just need to read through these once or twice, and you'll pretty much have it, guys. So we'll keep these here for reference too. And then we're going to pretty much go through a playthrough of the game, and I'm going to show you how to set it up, and we'll go through a playthrough. So we're going to go ahead and set up the health here on our lizard, like so. So you're going to start with 3 health. Your little egg cube, you're just going to set that off to the side, and then you'll start tracking your eggs as you collect them throughout the game. And of course, the goal of the game is to collect as many eggs as possible. And if you check on page 8 of the instruction cards, it'll say tally your points, and it'll tell you what score you get depending on how many eggs you get. So 1 through 4 is pretty bad. 5 through 8 is just sort of okay. 9 through 12, now you're actually doing pretty well. And if you get 13 through 16, then you're like way up in the top bracket of how many eggs you want to be collecting. So yeah, your goal is to collect as many eggs as possible. Next thing you want to do is take your predator deck, give that a little mix, like so. Same thing with the prey deck. You'll shuffle that up. And then we're going to take the Lizard's Lair cards, and we're going to shuffle these up. There are 17 of these in total. So we'll give those a mix, and then you're going to get 8 of them. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and then you should have 9 left over, and you'll just set those off to the side or back in the tin. I'm actually going to set them over this way because some of these Predator or Prey cards will have you actually search through those cards that were removed and swap them into the game. So you've got your 8 Predator or Lair cards here, your Lizard's Lair cards. So you can give those a mix. You're going to deal 2 into your hand and place the others off to the side where you can reach them. And then you're going to take your starting card that has your den on it, either this side or if you want to play on this side with this den, either way. And you'll place that down in front of you. And then you're going to take your green lizard cube and place it on the den, and that is your starting location. You place your boulder cubes off to the side along with your D6 and your king snake player aid off to the side as well, and you're pretty much ready to go, guys. So the way that these cards are laid out for the lair is they're divided into 6 little quadrants right here, and you can see these sort of faded white lines going through it to divide them into 6 spaces. So on your turn, you're basically going to do 3 things. First, you're going to place one of the 2 cards that's in your hand out onto the board, and this is going to expand your lair, and there's a particular way or set of rules that you have to follow when you do this. At least one of the squares, one of these quadrants, has to overlap a quadrant of a lair card that's already out in play. It can never overlap a square that has your lizard cube on it, that has a boulder cube on it, or the quadrant that has your lair on it or your den on it. So in this case, you could look at both the cards in your hand, figure out which one you want to play, which way you want to orient it, and then go for that. So of course, you're trying to go for eggs, and there's some other little icons along the way too, so we'll go over those. So you might run into snakes. If you ever pass over a snake while you're moving, you'll take 1 damage, and you'll have to remove 1 of your 3 hit points. And again, if you ever lose all 3 hit points, then you lose the game. If you land on the snake, you take 2 damage, which is pretty brutal. There are also crickets. Here, let's take these cards from the side and find a cricket. If you ever find a cricket and pass over the cricket icon, you gain 1 health, so you'll replenish 1 health. If you land on the cricket, you'll replenish 2 health. If you land on an egg, or if you pass through the egg, you'll gain 1 egg. So if you pass through, you'll gain 1 egg. If you land on the egg, you'll gain 1 egg, but then a boulder will fall down and it will deal 1 damage to you. Whenever you gain an egg, I should state this too. Whenever you gain an egg, a boulder will always fall down. So anytime you gain an egg, that space is going to be blocked by a boulder. But you typically want to move through that space and not stop on it, because if you do stop on it, the boulder will fall and it's going to deal 1 damage to you. You still collect 1 egg either way, whether you move through the space or land on it. And then there's the king snake. Whether you move through it or land on it, you've got to roll the d6 and then consult the king snake player aid. And there's a few different things that can happen, which we'll go over here in just a moment. And I think that's it for the icons. Yeah, those are the 4 icons that you'll run into. And then we'll briefly talk about the king snake player aid. So whenever you do land on that king snake icon, you're going to roll the d6. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you're going to draw a predator card, and then you just do whatever it says. If you roll a 3, you're going to fall into a trap and crack an egg, which I'll go over in just a moment. If you roll a 4 or a 5, you draw a prey card. So you draw a card from the prey deck, and you resolve that card. If you roll a 6, you defeat the king snake. You gain 2 eggs, so you get to move up 2 spaces on the tracker. And then you drop a boulder on the snake. So you place one of these boulder cards on the king snake icon on the lair card, and then you do not take any damage. So if you roll a 3, this one's pretty interesting. You fall into a trap and you crack an egg. So you would lose an egg. So let's say we were like right there on the tracker. You would bump it down by 1. So you'd lose an egg when you fall into the trap. And let's just say, for instance, that we were on this space. You would fall down into a new lair, essentially. So you would take a card from this deck. We'll just do it for the purposes of the tutorial. You would take a card from this deck. You would set it and orient it in the same orientation as the card that you fell through the trap in. So we could either put it like this or like this in this case. Let's say we wanted to put it like this. And then you would place your lizard token in the corresponding space that you fell through the trap in. So in this case, we're in the bottom left quadrant. So we would have to fall through into this little bottom left square right here. I'm calling it a quadrant. That would be 4 spaces, right? You guys know what I mean. think it's a quadrant, something like that. So you'd fall down into this little square right here, since that's where the trap was here. And then, yeah, the lair that you had explored before, you wouldn't be able to get back to because it's like you fell down into a new lair. So you'd keep exploring from there. And again, you lose an egg whenever you fall into a trap. So that's a pretty neat little mechanic right there. And we'll see if that comes into play. Hopefully not. I don't want to fall through a trap and lose an egg, but it might come into play. So again, the first thing you're going to want to do on your turn is place one of these 2 cards from your hand out onto the board, and at least one of the squares has to overlap. So it's like, you know, we could place it like that. If I wanted to, you could place it like this. You could orient the card however you want. You could place it this way. You could place it all the way down here, covering these. It's however you want to orient it. It just has to be covering at least one of the squares on a pre-existing lizard lair card. So I think I want to go for this egg. So I'm actually going to, and there is a ×2 egg right there, but I don't know if I want to go for that really. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this, and we're going to go head up that way to that egg. Cool, so we've got this card left over in our hand. We've placed our card. Now the second thing you're going to do is roll your die, your d6. So we'll go ahead and roll. And you're going to move the maximum number that you roll, and you can choose to backtrack if you want. So if I wanted to, I could go 1 and then 2 and move backwards. Obviously, I don't want to do that, but you could if you wanted to. So I'm going to go 1, 2 and head up in that direction because I want to head toward that egg over that way to get some eggs, because of course that's the goal. We're trying to collect as many as possible. If you ever reach a point where you're stuck at a dead end, like if there are boulders blocking your path, or there's a dead end at the edge of the map and you can't continue anymore, you lose 1 health, and then you send your lizard token back to the den, and then you continue playing. And then the third and final thing that you do at the end of each turn is you draw back up to 2 cards. So you'll have another card in your hand, and that's it. You repeat those 3 things every single turn. You play 1 card from your hand, you roll the die to move, and then you draw a card back into your hand. It is very, very simple, but it's very cool. It is a very neat little puzzle to try to figure out the best way to navigate through the lair to get the most amount of eggs. You're also trying not to land on the eggs because then a boulder falls and you take damage. You're also trying not to land on the snakes because then you take 2 damage instead of 1 by just passing through. Or you might want to try to roll to where you can land on a cricket and heal 2 if you're missing 2 health. So there's definitely like some little cool, you know, tricks you can do to try to maximize how many eggs you get or how much health you gain or lose and stuff like that. So we're going to keep going. Let's see. Let's do... I do want to get that egg. There's also some luck involved too, obviously, because you're rolling dice. So where do I want to go? And remember, guys, I can't place this. I can't place a card overlapping my lizard cube. So it's got to go somewhere else. Same thing, like if there was a boulder here, let's just say that we had got that egg already. You can't place a card to where it's overlapping, you know, that cube. So it kind of blocks off where you can place cards as well as blocking off your movement through that area. I definitely don't want to go that way. I kind of want to get rid of this king snake. So I might actually place this here, and that gives us a ×2 egg. Ooh, that's pretty good. Maybe we want to go for that one first instead of that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll. See what we get. We got a 5. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to gain 2 eggs. That's also going to drop a boulder. It's not going to damage me because we're still moving. That's 2. I'm going to backtrack. 3, 4. I'm going to gain another egg. That's going to drop another boulder, but it's not going to damage me because we're still moving. And then I'm going to go 5. Now, if I had ended my movement on either of those 2 eggs, I would have taken a damage from the boulder. Nice. So we gained 3 eggs that turn, and we're not completely blocked off because we can still travel down through this way, and we still have 3 exits actually. 1 here, here, and up here to continue out into the lair. Okay, so then we draw up to 2 cards, and then we continue. Also, once you get through the entire deck, that is when you're going to tally up your score at the end. So it's very quick. Like it says on the tin, I believe it says it takes about 15 minutes to play. Yeah, it's a really, really quick little game. So this is perfect for trips, or if you're just like trying to pass time on a flight or something like that. It's got a really small footprint. You could just, pop down the little table right in front of you on the back of the, the passenger seat in front of you and play this game. Really, really small footprint, and it plays really quickly. So we're going to keep going. There's another ×2 egg, dudes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, if I put this, I got to think here. No, I can't put that there because then that's going to be blocked off. What if I put it here? What does that do for me? I could go down there and get that. Oh, I can't do that. See, okay, good. I can't do that because you cannot block off the den. You can't cover the den. I don't know if there's any way to actually get to this. Can I place it down? Can I place it here? No, then I still can't get to it. Ooh, this is tricky. What about there? Ooh, if I place it here. Yeah. If I place it here, I can work my way down into there. See, this is cool. This is cool. It's a really, really neat little game. I like this mechanic. It's so neat. Like, you're going to have a different lair every time you play. There's so many. There's like a billion, jillion different ways to place these cards and line them up. Like, you'll never have the same layout twice. So we got a 3. I'm going to go... Now, I could go 1, 2, 3 and get the egg, or get 2 eggs, but I'm gonna end my movement on the egg, which means I'm going to take a damage. But you know what? We got plenty health. I think we can do it. Are there any crickets out? No, we could maybe go for a cricket here. We might even draw a cricket card. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to gain 2 eggs. Bloop, bloop. So we're up to 5. A boulder falls, and we take 1 damage because we ended our movement on the egg space. Okay, that's fine. So then we're going to draw back up to 2. And I want to get some health back. I could... Ooh, could I do... No, because then I'm going to have to move through him. Ooh, this is tricky. This is tricky. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? And you have to overlap at least one. Like, I couldn't just set this here off to the side. At least one square has to overlap an existing card. How do I get to this? I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. I want to go this route, but I can't overlap that. And then I can't overlap this because then that's blocked off by a boulder. I guess I could do this. Ooh. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. This is good. And then get an egg and potentially get a cricket. Okay, let's go for this. So we're going to roll. It's really far away, but we're going to try. So 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Okay, we end our movement. Nothing happens. Let's go ahead and draw. We could just move straight ahead. I could try to get another egg, dude. This card right here is kind of gnarly with all these little, like, dead end things. Why would you ever go in here? I don't know. I don't know why you would ever go in there. Let's put this like this, I think. Yep, I'm going to go like that. We're going to roll. What do we get? A 5? Okay, so we're going to go 1. We're going to get an egg. It's going to drop a boulder. We're not ending our move there, so we're not going to get hurt. We're going to go 2. We're passing over a cricket, so we heal. We're going to go 3. We're gaining another egg. Another boulder drops. Again, we're not ending our movement here because we're moving 5. And then I'm going to go 4. Ooh, I'm going to go 4. Ooh, what am I going to do? So I want to go up and get the egg, but then I'm going to take a damage. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to go up and take a damage. I'm going to get the egg. The boulder will fall. We end our movement here. So we take 1. So we're okay. And then we draw. And there's only 1 card left in the deck here. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? I think I want to put this... Where do I want to put this? Do I want to put this here? Oh, then we're going to have to potentially pass through a king snake. We could do it, though. That way you guys can see it for the tutorial. Okay, I'm going to put it there. I'm going to roll. And I got a 5. So I'm going to go 1. Oops, I'm going to go 1. I'm going to get an egg. It's going to drop a boulder. But we're still moving, so we don't take any damage. Then I'm going to go 2. So we're going to pass over a king snake. We got to roll for the king snake chart. Oh no, we fell into a trap and we crack an egg. Okay, so we fall through a trap. We crack an egg. And then we got to take one of these cards and place it in a new layer. So I'll just place it over here off to the side. And since we're in this bottom middle space, we're going to fall down onto this bottom middle space here. And I'm going to double check real quick, guys. I don't think that you gain anything whenever you fall through. I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right thing. So you place the lizard in the new layer on the same square as you were in the previous layer, and you will not activate any icons when you fall. Okay, yeah, so we're not going to gain, unfortunately, we're not going to gain that egg whenever we fall through right there. Okay, cool. Okay. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to keep on going. So I think that was it. We resolved that card. We do technically still have, what, how much movement left? We rolled a 5, right? We only moved 2. So then I would go 4 or 3, 4, then pass over the egg and get it, I believe. And then 5. Okay, and then I've only got 1 card left in my hand to play. And I don't know if there's anywhere to really put this? That's very good. It doesn't really look like it. Maybe we could put it here. Oh, also there's a boulder here. So you know what? Instead of moving, oh yeah, it doesn't even matter which way I move. Yeah, so I'm actually blocked off. This would have sent me back to the den. Yeah, that would have sent me back to the den. So this last card, I've got to play somewhere on here. I don't even think it's going to matter, guys. There's no way I can get to it. No, because that's blocked off. That's blocked off. Yeah, everything is blocked off. And I can't cover this. Ooh, I could put it this way. Oh, but it doesn't matter. I still wouldn't be able to get to it. So yeah, it doesn't matter where we put this. I'll just place it over this way. And then that's it. We're blocked off right there. So we ran out of cards. The Lair deck is empty. We've got no cards in our hand. So that is the end of the game. And then we tally our points. We've got 9 eggs. So let's see. If you get 9 to 12, dude, let's go. It says aging adulthood. You're getting to know these layers like the back of your scales. Soon you will be a teacher to those just hatched. Let's go, guys. So we didn't get all the way up to the top bracket, but we got to the third one. That's pretty good, dude. That is pretty good. So there we go, guys. There was a tutorial and playthrough of Lizard's Lair. Again, really neat, simple little Minton game right here, guys. Katie did an excellent job with this. It looks really cool. I like all the artwork on the game too. Really neat. These little pathways leading through here. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to experience any of the Predator deck or the Prey deck, but you will run into that whenever you play the game. Again, whenever you run into these king snake icons, if you roll a 1 or a 2 when resolving that, then you're going to draw one of these Predator cards, and you would just flip it and do what it says. In this case, we would have lost 1 health, and then you would just discard it off to the side. Same thing if you roll a 5 or 4 or a 5 on one of the king snake cards, then you would draw a Prey card, and you would do what it says. And in this case, we would gain a health, so we would gain that health right back, and then you can just discard that off to the side as well. So there you go, guys. There it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this, man. There will be a link down in the description below, so you could head over to the store page and pick up your own copy of Lizard's Lair. Highly recommend it. Really neat, simple little game, solitaire game. With some surprising strategy to it. And again, your lair is going to look different every time you play the game. And there's all of these other lair cards over here that didn't actually get used because you only use 8 of them each time. So there is a ton of variance, a lot of variability. It's going to feel very unique and different each time you play. So highly recommend it, guys. There it is, dudes. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up like button, hit the red subscribe button, and click the bell so you can stay notified every time I upload brand new videos. And I'll have some more playthroughs of Lizard's Lair coming. Let me know if you guys are interested down below. I would definitely be open to doing some more just straight playthroughs of the game. It plays very quickly. So yeah, be on the lookout for those. And until next time, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.